Everyone, hello, you welcome to my channel. I know there's not going to be anybody here, but maybe you join me as I continue. So today I just want to talk about Nurse Glory's family saga. I've been trying to, I followed it a bit from Nurse Glory's side. I think she was the only one that I watched, but I heard from different people what the sister said. I heard a blogger playing the sister's voice, and the mom. Somebody was playing the mom's voice, but the mom was speaking most of the time. She was speaking Igbo. So, anyways, but I have a bit of idea from Nurse Glory's point of view, or from her side. One thing I want to talk about first is childhood trauma, because it's very close to my area of profession. We see this childhood trauma at every time when I'm giving intervention for family, when I'm supporting families. Like, I get to discover that maybe the child that they see as a troublesome child, the child that is being problematic, may maybe might have had a childhood trauma that was not resolved, or that was not addressed. Okay, so Nurse Glory talked about how what she went through when she was growing up, and how she was trying to convey this to her mom, how she was trying to tell her mom, like, the thing that is bothering her, that is saddening her heart, that the mom was always dismissive. The mommy never listened to her. So I'm going to read it from what she said. Okay, she wrote it here. She said, anytime I tried to talk to her about what I went through as a child, as a little girl, she swept it under the carpet. I was broken and still carried the pain as a first daughter to help you all ungrateful ones. So while she was doing her duty as the other of the family, she had this unresolved childhood trauma. She just wanted to be listened to. And in our culture, therapy is not, it's not popular until maybe this recent times. But growing up, we had nothing like therapy. So maybe if she had been able to talk to her mom, if the moment was like available, or if the moment was ready to listen to her, maybe she would have told the mom, "Oh, mommy, this is how I felt growing up, how you treated me." Maybe they would have been able to resolve it. But I just wanted to say that a mother that was not even there, that wasn't ready to listen to what her child went through, even if Glory was able to sit her down to talk to her, it would have ended in another problem. Because I don't say that the woman as somebody that is saying anything, that she appeared to me, the mom now, she appears to me as somebody that does not really care about what the children are going through. I may be wrong, but that is how I am saying it. Because if your child is going through something and she's telling you, mommy, I want to talk, and you are just like dismissing it, but you are talking about your own thing alone. You want the child to do this for you. You want the child to do this. It's all you, me, without thinking of the child, without thinking from her own perspective, reason from, like, thinking of what this girl is going through. She said when she was in Philippines, I think maybe that was where she studied her nursing, that she was broke. She had no money to pay her tuition. She suffered, and that was where she met this guy, Mr. Darko, that was helping her then. And eventually it led to marriage. So that's why Nurse Glory is saying she's never going to repay this man with evil. She's not going to be mean to the man. Because when Nurse Glory needed a shoulder to lean on, she looked back, and the only person she saw was this man that the family is fighting her because of now. That the family is fighting. They wanted her to leave the man. And I'm still coming to that. When, like, in our in our days, or in our community, there is this subtle way of silencing children. Children are meant to be seen but not to be heard. So A child, and I think parents in those days believe that children doesn't have the capacity to feel bad. So when I deal with my child, I can kick my child, I can do whatever I want to my child. He or she should not complain, and she should not see me. Meanwhile, these children, because they have been treated, they have been taught not to be heard, they will be bottling it in their hearts. They will be bottling it in their hearts. Okay? I want to use myself as an example. When I came to this country, the only way of training children that I knew was by smacking, by screaming at them, by telling them, and they would ask me, if I told my children, don't do this, they will want to know the reason why I told them not to do that. And they will say, why? That, and like, why are you questioning me? Because that was the mentality of me coming from Africa. And I'll say, because I said so. Because I said so. But over time, when I now went and studied early childhood education, and I started working in school with early years students or children, okay? And I was like, and the way they taught us, okay, now I cannot scream on other people's children. I will call a 2-year or 3-year-old child to say, don't do that. Let's assume the child's name is Danny. Danny, don't do that. He will ask me, teacher, why? And I have to explain to the child, because you are going to fall down if you climb that chair. He will not be the one to be telling others, teacher said we should not climb because you are going to fall down. But in our own culture, we don't have, like, we believe that we owe our children no explanation. We can deal with them as we want. We can slap them as we want. So I did that in my first 3 years of relocating to Ireland. I was like training my children in that way, that manner. Smack them and tell them, I told you not to do that. Okay, go and face the wall. A child will fall down, and I will tell the child, I'm still going to beat you today for falling down because I've warned you not to do that. This is normal in Africa. Meanwhile, the children are hurting inwardly. So I had to unlearn this thing. And when I unlearned it, I called my children. I said, guys, if there have been a day or any time that have offended you guys, that have done something that you didn't like, don't hold it against me, guys. It could be because, like I said, because I was raised in Africa. I said that was the only life I knew. That was the only training that I knew until I came to this country, and I had to unlearn the African way, to relearn this one, to learn the one they do here in sorry, I'm distracted. To learn how children are being raised in the West here. So what I'm saying is, at times, parents needs to sit their children down and tell them, guys, now diaspora parents, now if you have raised your children in the way that you were raised in Africa, so that they will not become lost glory in future, sort it out, resolve it with them now. I did with my children, because the screaming and the yelling, and the child will fall down. I was like, why did you fall? I told you not to go there. Bah, I will smack the child again. Instead of me lifting the child up and tell, did you bruise your leg? What happened to you? Are you okay? But I told you not to climb that stairs. If you had listened to me, you wouldn't have. They will see affection in their mom. They will see that, oh, my mommy loved me, even though she told me not to do that and I did it. But African parents will slap the child again. So Nurse Glory went through hell. She was left alone in Philippines to struggle, to find her life, to find her ways. And a man came to her rescue. This is the man that she got married to eventually. And when she needed them, the families were not there. Whatever the uncle had that time, he shared with Nurse Glory. Paid the tuition, gave her good life, and now Nurse Glory is successful through social media and other means, maybe trading or business or anything. But now she's successful, and the parents are raising eyebrows because she's supporting the husband. Am I saying what Nurse Glory did? And I actually said she wasn't the one that brought the case or the story online. She wasn't the one that brought it online. She said, because I think when I was watching her, she said, because the reason why they brought the fight online is because she had blocked them everywhere, on every platform, so they couldn't get to her anymore, and they got angry and they came online. And she said, okay, if they go low, I will go lower. So she's like, she's matching up their energy. She wasn't the one that brought the case online. She wasn't the one that brought the saga online. But I can relate with what this lady is saying, because I've heard stories. There is this YouTuber that I watch. I love. It's been a while I watched her, but I love to watch her channel. She's called Obodo Yibo TV. If you listen to what parents are doing to their children, that they tagged a successful child, they want to milk the child dry. So I know what Glory is saying. I know there is no limit to what these people will ask you to do for them. And if you have been doing it for 100 years, and you now tell them, no, this time around, the little I have, I want to use it for success, and I want to use that one for majesty, automatically you become their enemy. Because to them, they believe that they come first in your life. They believe that whatever need they have supersedes majesty's need. It supersedes glory's need. It supersedes success's need. That is the entitlement mentality that they have. And I saw something on Facebook one day. Somebody said, it's a quote, that the I think the receiver doesn't know when to stop, but you, the giver, should know when to say no, when to stop. So they will keep asking and asking and asking. They will not think of, maybe you have given maybe 3 million 2 days ago, and they are here today asking you for 10,000 naira, and you answer them, oh, I don't have it, I'm struggling now, I need to pay my rent. They will be thinking, why don't you become homeless and send me what you want to use for your rent? It is so bad in Nigeria. People are so entitled in that country, and the burden they place on their family member that is in diaspora, that they believe, oh, this person is more successful than me, we need to milk her dry. That is just it. So I know what Glory is talking about. For her to be talking this way, I might say it's good for her to call her mom a witch. No. But that woman is frustrated. She, like, how can Pastor Funke Adejumo said, you are not the El Shaddai. Be cautious and be careful how you help people. Don't tell yourself to Almighty that call himself El Shaddai, else you shall die. You can imagine one person carrying the burden, the load of 10 family members. The person will walk and die. That's why we see a lot of people. We've heard stories of people that went running up and down for shift and like working 3 shifts, 4 shifts, different jobs, and at the end of the day, they will just slump and just pass away. It's not because of what they're going to eat, but because of the burden from Africa. It is. So this lady has given all her life to support her family, all her life when she became somebody. That's what I'm trying to say. But these people were not there for her. Even the so-called mother. Did she do her motherly duty to this girl, this woman called Glory, when she was in Philippines and she was struggling to pay tuition? She was struggling to make ends meet. Why can't the mother go and borrow money from credit union or whatever they call it in Nigeria to say, okay, no, I must support this, my daughter. She must be successful and graduate as a nurse. Did she do that? What extent did she go for Glory to become a successful nurse? She did not. She didn't really care, because if she did, this girl will be talking about it today. There are many people that they will go and join club at the contribution, and they will make sure that their children are successful. They will use it. They can sell whatever they can sell to make that child successful. But this lady rose through all odds to become somebody in life. Thank God for Facebook monetization. Now, mother is now recognizing her as her child. Where was she when Glory was languishing away in Philippines? when Darko was there for her, when the mother herself was not there, when these siblings now that are ranting up and down Facebook, where were they when Glory was suffering in Philippines? She said, despite the fact that she had her pains in her heart because of the way she grew up before, because of what she went through as when she was growing up, because of the struggling and the suffering she passed through, she became successful, and she lifted every one of them out of dungeon that they were. That sister in the UK, may we never have a sister like that in our life. If you have a sister like that, you don't need an enemy. Oh my God. Look at what this girl was saying to her sister. The same sister that made you. I heard that she said that Nurse Glory gave her 15,000, is it dollars or pounds? The sister that made you, and she's not tying into, she called my mother a witch. Is it not her own mother? She called my mother a witch, so I'm going to talk to her. Guys, do you know there is sibling jealousy? Do you know? Siblings get jealous of themselves. So they might have been a hidden jealousy towards Nurse Glory, because the way this Amaka, is it Chiamaka, but whatever, I don't know her name, the cookie whatever vlog, the way she was talking to her sister, I'm like, oh my God, this girl has burnt the bridge for good. She spoke to my dad, my mother. She called my mother a witch. So everything that I'm saying is because she called my mother. No, it's just an excuse for you to pour out what you have been harboring in your hearts, girl. It's not because of that. The woman is your mom, and it's also her mom. Is she right to call her mom a witch? No. But now she has said it because she was frustrated. Look at that sister. She made a video. The first graduate in my family. Look at, oh my God. And this Nurse Glory contributed to her coming to the UK to study her degree or her master's. But now she's using that to spite her. Do you see why some people will not help their family members? That they will continue to give them fish, but they will never teach them how to fish. Glory did her best. I heard that the mommy was living in a not so good house, and when she became successful, she removed the woman from that hut and put her in a very beautiful place. And they said the woman is talking up and down like, she didn't buy me a car, she didn't buy me a house. Is she the only child that you have? Is she the only child? This is the burden that parents put on their children. I heard a woman said, okay, a lady here told me a story. This lady that told me the story has two girls, okay? She has two female children. And her mommy's friend was on the phone saying hello to her in Nigeria. I think the woman was with her mom. So after she spoke with her mom, the mom passed the phone to her friend. And her mother's friend asked her, oh, how are your children? She said, oh, they are fine, ma. How many children? She said, oh, 2 girls. Ah, you are lucky. You are very lucky, my daughter. Those are your investments for future. Referring to these children as my friends in future investments. Do you know the meaning? Because those are the children that she will be living on in her old age. That is why some African parents don't want to try at all. Once they have a child or once they have children, even if the children is a mechanic, they believe that everything in life now that they need to do, the child needs to sort it out for them. They will not try anymore. So that is why it's so difficult if somebody is from a house that is like not well-to-do family, for the person to be successful is going to be very difficult, because they are going to sit on you. Every of their burden will be on you. If you are not careful, you will think they like you. They don't like you. They like what they are getting from you. It is evident now in Glory's life. It is evidence in Glory's. It's evident in Glory's case now. Before this fight, that cookie will be calling Glory, Glory, auntie, this and that, will be showing to her as if she loved her, isn't it? But look at it now. Now that she stopped giving them money, look at what they are doing to her. They don't like you. They like what they are getting from you. That is some African family members for you. Nigerian family members. It is you that will be careful. You say, oh, let me quickly establish them so that I can face my family. Let me establish them. Let me do this for you. They will never be satisfied until they milk you dry. And if the person passes like this now, maybe of heart attack and everything, you overwork yourself and they will move on. They will never, they won't even look back. They want to look back and tell you, oh, how are you feeling? How is everything? Go to Nigeria, a bottle of Coke, they will not put on the table for you. They will still be looking into your hand to give them something. That is what they do. I was looking at the woman. She's not that old. Glory's mom. Why putting all your life's problem on this girl? Every problem that she's passing through, she's going, like, every of her aspiration is on Glory to come and solve for her. Is Glory the El Shaddai? El Shaddai God is the only El Shaddai that provides without looking back, that can meet every need. They are so self-centered, they are so selfish that they wouldn't think of you. And at the end of the day, when the money gets, like when you become broke, you will not see them again. They will even be the one to even use your they will tell you that you are not sensible, you are not prudent with money, you are not wise. They will use it to blame you. They will use it to mock you. They wouldn't say they were the one that milked you dry. The woman is expecting Glory to build house for her, to buy her a car. Why? When she was giving you money, giving you everything, can't you save and do something? Can't you establish business? The woman is so entitled. And one thing, guys, you may think, see, I've seen stories, I've heard stories, and I've seen people. This Obodo Yibo, I'm giving her free adverts. Just be logging in and be watching. She's on YouTube, Obodo Yibo TV. People come there to share their life experiences with their family members in Nigeria. You will hear stories. There is another. Let me tell you guys a story. A woman was living in the US, and like the slum. She was living in a slum in the US, and she was busy sending the siblings to school, paying their tuition, their college money, building house for the family, this and that. So she did all this. She was working 4 jobs, things like that. So she didn't even have time for her own children. Anyways, one of the brothers that she sent to uni graduated and went to one European country. I don't want to mention the name in case somebody that knows them is watching. So there's somebody that knows them is watching. So this guy went to one European country for his masters, graduated there, got married to one of their citizen there. So his citizenship was very fast, and then he went to the US to go visit his sister. When he got there and saw the slum that the sister was living, she was like, what? Why will you be living here? And you are calling yourself, if they are calling people that lives abroad, will you raise your hand up? See where you are living. And this guy said, me, I cannot sleep in this house. So picked up his phone and called their cousin. That cousin was living in a very posh area in Chicago. And he left. So it was the woman that now called that their cousin, and she was crying on the phone. That, can you imagine what this guy said to me? I put my own life on hold for them to be successful. I was working, but I was sending the money home for them to be okay. I forgot my life. I never enjoyed life. I never lived. That this guy is now mocking me. Meanwhile, the woman that he got married to was from a very influential family, rich family in the country that he had his masters. And I think the wealth at least went to him anyways. I think the girl was an only child or something like that. So this guy was now a rich guy. And the woman started crying. This is the like her own blood brother that she put her own life on hold for was the one that came years later to mock her because of where she was living, because of the way her children turned out, because of her own appearance. She never lived, but she raised them. The masters that the guy went to study, this lady, I doubt if that woman, the sister, graduated, had BSc. So what I'm saying is, they will milk you dry. They will come back to use it to taunt you to they will mess you up when they are high up there. Look at Chiamaka. Is her name Chiamaka? I think so. Look at what she said, doing to Glory. I'm the only first was master's holder in my lineage and in my village. You can imagine. So guys, this is a lesson, and nobody should blame Glory. She has tried. Okay? So like she's frustrated. That's why she's talking. That parent, that mother, she's so entitled. And one thing that is very common in our culture, you guys may not know, it's very common in African culture, let me say Nigerian culture. When their girl child married a very rich man, they will be very happy. They want the child, the man, to spend everything on their daughter. But when the table is turned around and their child, their daughter, is more successful than the husband, there will be war. They will not be like they will not turn that their child into their personal belonging. Like entitlement, we are entitled, it is my, like, this is my child, this is my daughter, so I'm closer to my daughter than you, I own my daughter. They will not own the daughter, and they will be against the husband. Even if the husband is deaf and dumb, they will still have a problem with him. Because of what? Because of the money. Because they don't want their daughter to spend on the husband. They don't want the husband to have anything to do with their daughter's money. Now they will not be differentiating it. It is my daughter's money. The man is not doing anything. Where were you guys when Glory was not doing anything? When it was Darko that was going everywhere, doing everything? Where were you guys then? But now, if the man is broke, or if the man is not doing anything, it may be health condition, then it may be a joint decision between the two of them. My husband, you've done a lot. Let me like commit myself now to do this thing for you, for the home, for the family. What is bad in that? They will become jealous. Okay? They will be marking territory around that their daughter. They will now monopolize the child. It's my daughter. I don't want to. That is what we're saying here. That woman, Glory's mommy, is jealous of Darko. She's jealous. It's just like she's owning Glory now. Glory is my daughter, so you cannot do anything. You cannot. I don't want you to spend from her money. I don't want him to eat from my daughter's money. I don't want him to sleep in the house that my daughter is paying the rent. That is what they think of. That is how they think. That is how they say it. But the same money, if Glory can be collecting every of her wages at the end of the month and just send everything to her mother, the woman will be very happy. She will not complain because she owns Glory. That is I've heard another of a similar story like that, where this woman became the son-in-law's enemy just because the daughter was living in the UK and the husband was in Nigeria. So when the daughter travels to Nigeria, you can't be going around with your husband and you are the one bringing money out. Automatically, the woman believed, the girl's mom now believed that the money that the man was spending belongs to her daughter. After all, it was her daughter that came from the UK. So automatically, the money they were spending belongs to her daughter. And because of that, when the daughter went back to the UK, she started having an issue with the son-in-law. She called the man. You have to leave my son for me. You have to leave my daughter for me. If it is juju that you use to capture my daughter, da, 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 da. So it is very common in our culture. Women should just let couple be. It does not matter who owns the money. If they don't have a problem, see, Glory is a good lady. Honestly, she's a good because the reason why she's having a problem with her family now is because she didn't listen to them, like turning her against the husband. Some women would have some people would have just changed and started fighting their husband, and immediately divorce will happen. Now she will now become a single mother of three. Where will she go? And that will be okay for them because now they will be able to manipulate her the way they want. You know, when a man is in your life, there is limits to how your family can toss you up and down. That is why they are jealous. That is why they are jealous. The woman believes now that the Glory's mom believes that I own Glory. Glory is my property, it's my own. Her money and her everything belongs to me. That is their mindset. So Darko now, they are seeing Darko as a stranger, as an outsider. He doesn't have access. He shouldn't have access to Glory's money. But when this man was sponsoring Glory, when he was fending for Glory, it is okay. Because after all, Glory is the wife. But now the table has turned around, the woman is crying. Glory said herself, she was in a domestic violence relationship or marriage. She never left. So why does she want Glory? Is that a good mother? For you want Glory to be out with 3 children. To where? To where? Just because you want to be selfish, to continue to be milking her. If the man is abusive, I'm not in support of that. And I'm continuing to say, Glory, you don't need to hide yourself until you are deleted. If it is an abusive marriage, you have nothing to do there. You have nothing. Because those people that deleted their wives or their husband, because women too do delete their husbands. It's just like it's not common. Those people that deleted their spouses, most of them didn't do it deliberately. It was out of their annoyance, out of their anger that they could not control. Then after they have deleted the wife, they'll be like, oh my God, what have I done? So I heard Glory saying the husband is dealing with the man has anger issue. It is a big one. Anger issue, it is a big one. If you cannot work on it, Glory, be very careful so that they don't delete you. But for me, I support Glory. For calling your mother a witch, that is not right. But I will excuse you because she is frustrated. They frustrated her. And it's a lesson for all of us. We are seeing it playing out now. Let's quickly draw boundaries. Boundaries. Let's let our family members know that I have my money and I have my family to take care of. If I'm giving you anything, it is not your entitlement. It is not that you merit it. I just want to show you favor. You will still give to some family members and they will be telling you, that money that you sent to me when I converted it to euro is just like your 50 euro. You only sent me 50 euro. So what do you think I can do with 50 euro? So we should learn from this Glory matter. Let's learn from her situation. Draw boundaries if you can still do that. And somebody was saying that why did Glory maybe it was Glory that told her mom or her family members that the husband wasn't working. Glory is a content creator, so there is no hidden life. They will definitely see him sitting with Glory doing nothing. So she doesn't need to open her mouth to tell people that, okay, my husband is not working presently. They will definitely know. And that shouldn't even be their problem. But all they want to do now is I think they've seen Glory. Maybe she's a giver. She's a giver. They know that, oh my God, if she's married, if she stays in a marriage, this man is going to hinder us from milking her. They don't love her. They do not love her. If they love her, they will be planning how her life will be better, how she will leave some legacy for her children. Not like how she didn't buy me a car, she didn't buy me a house, she didn't build house for me. Why? And Glory asked the mother one question, which is very good. She said, you are asking me, I didn't build you a house. Did you build house for your mother? They should ask that woman, Glory's mom, did you build house for your own mother? Why will you put a child under pressure? That's why you see some people going into hard drug and all these things, going into Yahoo and all the nonsense that they are doing. Imagine. Don't push children. Don't push your children till they will start engaging in dangerous and dubious acts and dubious things just because they want to come and build you skyscrapers in Africa. They want to come, like they just bank all their problem on their children. She's not old. She can still walk. You didn't say, okay, call all your children together and let them give you something tangible to start doing business. You are collecting and you are giving it to pastor. Then you will come back and be telling Glory didn't build you a house. Has she built her own house in Nigeria? You see, selfish parents. That girl has not built a house in Nigeria because I heard that she rented a house of 15 million. So she doesn't have a home of her own. Now you are crying that she didn't build you a house. Has she built house for herself? Selfish parents. People shouldn't blame Glory, honestly. And that her sister, oh my God, that girl. I don't know how the husband is dealing with her in that because she talks too much. She talks too much. I think she's jealous of her sister from the beginning because the way she's talking and she's attributing it to, because she called my mother a witch. She called my mother a witch. That's everything that I'm saying to her is because she called me. No. It's not because she called your mother a witch. It's because you've had her in mind and you've been waiting for the day you have the opportunity to trash her down. And that's just what she's doing now. She's terrible. A terrible girl. That's the sister. She forgot. She beat the finger that fed her. She beat the finger that fed her. I just pray that the Lord will be with Nurse Glory. The Lord will be with her. And that man, if you are hitting her, if you are putting your hand on her, you need to stop it. Now she has forsaken her family for you. Don't put her to shame. She can give you money. She said she's not going to turn her back against you because you were there for her when nobody was there. That's a very good one. It's very commendable. But you too, Mr. Darko, don't beat her. If you are an abusive man, go get treatment. Okay, go seek help. No sensible man puts his hand on a woman. Only a sick man will do that. So go seek help. If truly you hit her, please don't do that. God has given you a very beautiful, very nice, kind woman, a supportive woman. Why will you be hitting her? It is well. Anyways, guys, I just came out, so I said I can understand and I can relate to what Glory is going through. Honestly speaking, she doesn't have a problem. She has no faults in everything that they are doing to her. Those families, they are just wicked, bitter, jealous, and greedy. That's who they are. That's who they are. If she can say sorry to her mom for calling her a witch, that's okay. But she just needs to move away from those families. Honestly, those family members, they are not the right person to stay with. They can even kill her if she has assets in Nigeria, and they know that if they kill her, that thing will become their own. They will do it. They are dangerous, greedy, terrible family members, especially that sister in the UK. Terrible. The Lord will be watching over her anyways. Thank you very much, guys. Bye. 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 Bye.